Hi everyone, my name is Akin, and I am an actor, and I run a theatre company. I'm not a scientist, and I'm not a psychologist, I'm a lifeist. So I felt really smug when I was writing this talk. I was like, new term, I'm so smart. But I Googled it, and actually a lifeist is a person who remains and stands resilient in the face of adversity, seeks to answer their calling to becoming the best and truest version of themselves. I mean, it works, so it's fine. So today, I'm going to talk to you about the power of no and making rejection work for you, but I'm going to use my life as a case study. I'm a lifeist. 7 years ago, I was 26 years old. I'm sleeping on my dad's sofa, working in a call center with people that I like, but I'm doing a job that I hate. And I'm also about to be voluntarily unemployed. If I'm honest, I'm actually a bit depressed, and I'm in constant wonderment about whether the thing that I've wanted to do my whole life, act, is actually the thing that I should be trying to do with my life. I'm also about to be dumped by this guy that I'm not bothered about, obviously. My first powerful no, okay? So the studies show that there are areas in the brain that are activated when we experience rejection that are same to the areas that are activated when we experience physical pain. That's why when we're rejected, it hurts so much. So I was pained. So back to this glamorous place of sleeping on my dad's sofa, rejection, and unemployment, this is where I learned the power of no. My first play, I wrote sitting in a call center, hating my job. And little did I know then that that play that I wrote on paper that I'd borrowed from the printer, and I borrowed it, and, you know, sitting behind a computer screen, pretending to answer customer service emails, little did I know that that was the beginning of the journey that I was about to go on, from creating my own work, to starting 2 companies, to working for myself, to having employees. How did I get there? So back to sleeping on the sofa and being dumped by ex. So don't judge me. I mean, you can judge me, it's fine, whatever. But initially, I decided to start a company and produce my own play because I thought if I did, he'd change his mind. So it actually was a get a boy to want me back plan. Oh, that's so cringe. At the time, my best friend, she'd been asking me for ages to start a theatre company, right? She asked me so many times, and my answer was always, no, no, nope. But hop skip to being dumped by a boy and getting a powerful no, and I'm like, yes, babe, yes, let's start a company. I've got a plan. And I did have a plan. I had a get the ex to want me back plan, which I didn't say out loud, obviously. But if we forget about the source of the rejection for a moment, if we forget about that and we look closely, you'll see that it was because of the rejection that I was able to motivate myself. That feeling, that pain in my chest, that's what I needed, strangely. I needed that no. But in order to execute the overriding plan, get X back, I needed to actually make a plan. Okay, so the mission to start a company and write a play. Sure. You know what, first I'm going to check if X wants me back. No? Oh, okay, sure. Well, I've got plans anyway. He'll see. Okay, so start a company, write a play. Sure. A shift happened. See, that no, it became quite powerful. This shift happened. And that rejection, it made me passionate. And there's 2 ways that we can use rejection, right? We can either allow it to sit on our shoulders, sit on our shoulders and weigh us down, or we can shift it off our shoulders and put it into our belly and allow it to be that thing that spurs us on. But the only way that that no can be powerful is if a shift happens. Now, it's not easy. It's not an easy task. Like I said, remember, neurologically, rejection can feel like physical pain. It hurts. In this industry that I'm in and that some of you are about to walk into, or even life in general, we receive so many no's. We get more rejection than we do the yes that we're so desperately seeking at times. It's something that we feel, but we can use that feeling. And I felt it. But the work and the company suddenly became more interesting to me than the initial plan. I didn't care about that anymore. I started to get really excited about what I wanted my company to look like and who were the type of people I wanted to work with, what places did I want my plays to be on. I stopped caring about that first plan, and this became the important plan. I started to do some research, and I wrote some lists, right? So the things on the list, initially, they started small, like get business cards, create a website, redraft that play. Like physical pain, we can't ignore that feeling of rejection. We feel it, right? And we use it. So in the same way it goes from a severe pain into a mild bruise, then you can move on and you make a plan. Like, what's your plan? What is it? Don't worry about how achievable you may think it's going to be, but what do you want? Think about it. Because everything starts with a plan. So I started my what I want to achieve plan list. And boy, did I feel good when I started to tick things off that list. And it's important to start small. I started small, but small things, they turn into bigger things. Now, at this point, the only thing I know how to do is be me. That's all I have. I don't know how to write a play. I don't know how to start a company, but I do know how to be me. It's really funny because the thing that ignited this, that was rejected, was me. But all I have is me. I was enough. It's the same way you are enough. I didn't have any money. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any connections or any contacts. I was enough. And this isn't to say that I was what I needed, no. But it had to start with me. It couldn't have started without me in the same way it can't start without you. You can do it, whatever it may be. So I start to sit there and I think about, okay, so what excites me about me creatively? What is unique about me creatively? Who are the creatives around me that can do the things that I can't do? I sat and I really thought about the answers to those questions. And then I played to my strengths. So I know how to dance. I know I like music. I know a bit of sign language. I know how to write poetry. Well, I've sat and I've watched my older brother, produce music. So I kind of knew how to write to music. Cool. I know how to make friends. I know how to be funny. I know how to ask the right questions. And I also know that I can make up my own rules. Cool. So I decided on my motto, which was, never give yourself a reason why not to do something. And you know what? Because it's like a good day, I'm going to give you that. You can have it. Take it. There's my motto to you. Never give yourself a reason why not to do something. Oh, I'm not going to do that because I don't have any money. Well, then work some extra hours. Oh, I'm not going to do that because I'm lacking a skill. Okay, then find a team. Oh, I'm not going to do that because I don't know something. Okay, well, do some research and ask some questions. I'm not going to do that because I don't know anyone. Well, then go forth and make some friends. It may feel awkward and it may be a bit scary, but never give yourself a reason why not to do something. Cool, so I've all of the above, I've got that, I've put it in a pot, I've shook it up, and I'm saying to myself, okay, cool, let's start a company. First step, find a mentor. I think it's really important to find someone to learn from. Even when you become skilled at the thing that you want to do, you're experienced, there's still so much to learn. So my best friend and I, we start learning off a mentor of hers. He's her friend's dad, and he's a director. And he says, you know what, you guys should start an all-female theatre company. I'm going to give you a play, and I'll direct you in this play. And also, I'm going to give you the name of your company. So we're fired up, we're excited. We put a call out for, women to audition. We hold auditions with our director. We've got a company of women. Yes, we've got a play, we've got a plan, we're ready to go, yes. And we have a no. Our director mentor, he changes his mind. Nah, no. Actually, I can't help you. No, I'm not going to direct you in that play. And no, you can't have the name anymore. Ouch. Ow. See, I was reading and I read that evolutionary psychologists, they believe that rejection served a vital part in our evolutionary past. They said that the brain created triggers in our minds when we were about to be ostracized. So those who had experienced real painful rejection, they had an evolutionary advantage. They saw the signals and they were able to correct their behavior so that they could stay within a troop, right? So that's why when you use rejection to motivate you, time and time again, you can achieve things beyond your imagination. So my friend, she's looking at this rejection, but at this point, I'm starting to learn the power of no, right? She's looking at it, she's like, we don't have a mentor, we don't have a name, and so I take that no off our shoulders and I put it in the fire that's already in my belly and I say, it's cool, don't worry about it. We'll just learn as we go. We've got company of girls now, we'll call ourselves Vintage Star Production, let's keep it moving, let's go. But I'm saying to myself, we need to create some sort of buzz. We're an unknown company, we have no following, why are people going to pay to see us in a show? Let's create a buzz. Where do we want our work on? We don't know anyone. We need to infiltrate these places. I said to ourselves, we need to work hard first. So at the time, there were two places I really, really wanted my work. It was Oval House and Soho Theatre. These are the two places. So I wrote it down. I'll give you that. Write down. So my friend and I, we booked every play and every event at these places. We are everywhere. We're doing everything. Our faces are everywhere. We don't know how to network, but we're playing to our strengths. We're silly. We're funny. So we're going inside these places and we're this silly double act, like, no, you shut up, oh, whatever, babe, right? And people laughing at us. We're making all these friends. And at the tail end of every single conversation, we say, do you know what? Vintage Star Productions, we started this new company. You should come see our work. And people started saying yes. Great, okay, we don't have a play. So let me draw upon those bits of paper that I wrote in the call center. My first play. That became our buzz. I created my first play called Conversations with Love. Now, Conversations was this spoken word dance drama that had music and sign language in it about the different types of conversations you could have with love. I didn't know how to write a play, but I knew how to write poetry, so spoken word. I like dance, I like music, I'm learning sign, let me throw all of that in. This is what is going to create our buzz. But it went from being this buzz thing to being the thing. This is what everyone wanted. Oh, okay, cool. It's only two of us at the time, me and my friend, but we've got this company of girls because we're going to do this other play. But Conversations is what everyone is interested in. We're going into Oval House, we're performing extracts, we're at all these places. So we park this first idea, and I write all those girls into this play, and I keep it moving. We're doing loads of research, we're making friends. I really remember Soho Theatre is my dream, right? Really want to go Soho. I send my play to Soho. But on paper, it doesn't really read. I mean, it's a dance drama with music and sign language. They read it and they go, okay, thank you, but no. Ouch. Okay, fine, it's cool. Remember, I can make friends, okay? So I'm researching, I'm finding other places that we can perform this play, and I've made some friends in the industry, and I invite them along. And one of them happens to be a man who produces work and events at Soho Theatre. He sees the show, and he says, you know what? I'd love to produce this with you at Soho Theatre. Yes. I did this in 8 months. I went from this rejection, to having a company and a play that was being performed at Soho Theatre in 8 months. But it all started with a no. So I've got limited amount of time, so I'm going to fast forward through this story and go forward a couple of years. And Vintage Star is doing really well, actually. We're creating a nice little following. We're getting known in the industry. I'm trying to carve a little bit of a way for myself. I've got a new agent. I'm acting. This is great. But something doesn't sometimes doesn't really feel right. And this is when I started to learn about the two different types of no. So there is the no that we receive, that we can turn into something powerful, and then there's also about learning the power of saying no. Especially when you're in this industry and you're a freelancer and you're trying to make your way and you just want to, you constantly feel like you have to always say yes. Being a woman, you're always taught that you have to say yes all the time anyway, but I'm running this company with my friend, and I love my friend to death. I love this girl. But running a company with her was difficult for me. Something doesn't feel right for me, and I just don't want to do it anymore. And it didn't really make sense. It didn't make sense to not want to do it because we were gaining traction. It was, I was making a name for myself, ourselves. But I just, we're running it 50-50. For me, it didn't feel like a 50% effort, but she owned 50%. I was starting to resent it. Something's not feeling right. And this, let me just disclaim, this isn't a reflection of her as a person. This is a wonderful woman, but it's a reflection of our working relationship. It wasn't working for me. So we're hitting a crossroad. I've written our second play. We're starting to go down a direction that I'm really passionate about, mental health, using drama for, community engagement. I've got loads of different ideas up here as to where I want to go, but I don't want to run this company anymore with my friend. And she's leaving the country, so I say, okay, cool, well, if you're leaving, I'm going to obviously, continue, and I've got all these ideas, so just let me have it. And she says, I don't want to do that. Yeah, but you're leaving the country, and so just let me have it. I don't want to do that. We're at this crossroads because I know the work that I want to do, and I want to have a company, but I don't want to continue in a partnership, and she doesn't want to let me have it. So I say, no. You can have it. Take it. I'm going to step down. I'm going to have no company. I'll take with me, my plays and my ideas, but you can have it. I said no. Okay. So I'm back to, I've got nothing, So now I need to make a new plan. I'm going to learn from the rejection before those lessons, those trigger signs, and I'm going to correct my behavior and move forward. So what am I going to do now? And at this point, I'm writing a new plan, and I'm saying to myself, okay, I want a company that is a business. I know how to create work that people want to come to see. I know how to create a buzz. I know how to get people interested in what we're doing, but I don't know how to generate money from this company so that I can live off it. I don't want to be one of those actors or, artistic directors. This is nothing against anyone else, but this is what I didn't want. Who is acting, but when they're not acting, is doing a job that they hate. Or has a company, but they still have to have another job. So I didn't want that. I said to myself, this is what I want. I want to be an actor, and when I'm not acting, I want to run my company. So how do I do that? So I need to learn how to run a business. I need to learn about business. But I don't know anything about business. I don't have any money to start a course. I don't know. So I'm back to that metaphorical place of being on my dad's sofa. I'm broke, but I'm actually not on the sofa anymore, but I am broke. So I'm at the call center. I'm not at the call center, I'm at the job center. I'm signing on. And I remember there was this one particular memorable meeting at the job center where they were making me feel a bit like, this lazy, love to the job centre and what they do, but this lazy girl who doesn't want to work and not educated, and I got all righteous, and I said, no, listen. And I'm like metaphorically flipping tables and like messing stuff up, and I'm like, listen, I'm an actor. I'm educated and I have a plan. Okay, and I want to start a business, and I'm going on this like low-volumed rant about you need to respect me and my ideas. And as I finish, I'm getting ready to be like, I'm so sorry, I'm stressed, I'm just trying to make it. And she says, well, you should be on the enterprise allowance. And I'm like, what's that? In my plan, I said, I need to learn about business. I have no money to learn about business and I have no money to start a business. She says, well, the enterprise allowance is a scheme where if you're looking for work but you want to start a business, you can get free business training. So you're still getting all the benefits that you need, but you get all of this business training at your fingertips for free. And I had a business mentor. So for 3 or 4 months, I was learning about business for free. And the business mentor that I was assigned to then is now on the board of my company years later. And at the end of it, I knew how to run a business to begin with, and I had a successful business loan, the information and the money. So in short, that's how I went from being on my dad's sofa, being dumped by a boy, to owning a business and having an office and employees. It all started from a no. I was enough, and you are enough. Thank you.